I accidentally dropped my newborn son to his death. I didn't dare tell my wife about this incident, but just then, my wife walked over. However, in her carelessness, she didn't notice the bloodstains on the door handle. Seeing that my wife was about to discover the body, I panicked and quickly called out to stop her.
Maria.
I told her the child had just fallen asleep and to wake him up in an hour. My wife didn't suspect anything and even thought I had finally developed a sense of responsibility as a father. After successfully getting my wife to leave, I fell into tremendous panic and regret. If time could turn back, I would never have blindly listened to the salesperson's boasting and insisted on buying that damned coffee table. Perhaps such a terrible thing wouldn't have happened. Before going out, my wife had instructed me to watch the child carefully. I agreed wholeheartedly, but as soon as my wife left, the child seemed to sense something and suddenly burst into tears. I quickly picked up the child and kept coaxing and trying to make him happy. Suddenly, I slipped. The child became quiet. I had intended to place the child on the coffee table, but the glass wasn't secured properly due to a missing screw and suddenly fell down. The shattered fragments were extremely sharp and directly severed the baby's head. I was instantly terrified, but at this moment, my wife was still immersed in the happiness of becoming a mother. She met a friend at the supermarket and immediately invited her happily to come home to see the child, praising me as a good father. Little did she know that I, this good father, was currently staring at the bloody child with a blank mind. I stood there, stunned for a full 2 minutes until the child's blood flowed down along the coffee table's surface, and I suddenly realized what a tremendous mistake I had made. Moreover, this child was born after my wife underwent IVF treatment for 2 years. If she saw this horrific scene, she definitely couldn't bear it. Due to nervousness and immense grief, my breathing became increasingly heavy. I lifted my injured hand and pulled out the glass shards, one by one. The intense pain made me unable to imagine how much pain the child must have felt when the glass cut him. Just as my body and mind were engulfed in severe pain, my wife suddenly called. It turned out her best friend wanted to come home to see the child. I fearfully hung up the phone immediately, then looked at the child's corpse, which had now become a bloody mess. I couldn't bear to look anymore, but then I smelled a warm, fecal odor. It turned out the child had been crying earlier because he had defecated, but I was completely oblivious and kept carrying the child around, which led to this disaster. I took out a new diaper and changed it for the child, then placed the child in the crib. Afterward, I became like a panicked murderer, starting to clean up the scene, but I didn't know where the cleaning supplies were kept. Having no choice, I had to go to the neighbor's house to borrow cleaning supplies, but when they saw the bloodstains on my body, the neighbor froze.